stability in the golf swing. It's going to help stabilize the spine, stabilize the hips to protect them throughout the rotational demands of the swing, but it's also important for power and energy transfer. So the way we harness energy, or we produce power in our swing, is we start from the ground up. So the legs really are creating a lot of our power, and it's transferring energy through the core to our arms, hands, the club head, and then finally the ball. And so if the core isn't as strong or it's not as stable as it needs to be, then we see an energy leak. We see that all the power that was generated from the lower body just kind of gets lost and dispersed not as efficiently through the core, and then it doesn't make it to the hands and the club head as well as it needs to, and we have an energy leak there. So the way we're going to test is kind of basic, our foundation of core stability. I'm going to have the person in their golf posture. So we just ask them kind of a nice, easy golf posture. Act like you've got about a 6-7 iron in your hand. We're going to have them place their hands across their chest. And we want to see, can they arch their back or anteriorly tilt their pelvis? And can they flatten their back or posteriorly tilt their pelvis? And I want to do it in that order. I want to see, can you anteriorly tilt? Can you posteriorly tilt? And what I'm looking for with that, when we're testing it, is can you do both of those motions? Do you have good adequate motion anteriorly and posteriorly, or are you limited one of them? So maybe I can go anterior, but I can't really go posterior. Or maybe I can go posterior, but I can't really go anterior. So that's going to be a problem there. The other thing I want to see is the quality of the motion. So is it a nice smooth motion as I go through those positions, or is it a little shaky, right? We can see it's a little jerky. If the person can do those motions, that they can go anteriorly, they can go posteriorly, but it's a little shaky, it's not a great smooth quality of motion, that suggests, you know what, the person is able to do the motion, but those muscles aren't necessarily used to doing it. They're not accustomed to doing it. So when we do this test, people say, okay, well, how does this relate to golf? How could this possibly, why would I need to be able to do this for golf? So a couple reasons. One, when I'm in my posture, we want to have a nice kind of straight lower back. I don't want to see the person arched. I don't want to see them really rounded. We talked about those as being postural faults. And so if they have one of those, are they able to move their spine to get out of that, yes or no? The other thing is, we know that the best players in the world, when they are transitioning on their downswing, that they actually tilt their pelvis posteriorly up to 20 degrees. So from their backswing to their downswing, they're actually contracting their abs, contracting their glutes, posteriorly tilting their pelvis. They're activating those muscles to get power from their core for the overall swing. So if the person's not able to do that motion here in just a controlled environment, then they're probably going to have a hard time doing it in their swing. And so one of the things that we try to do with our training is being able to give the golfer the adequate motor skills and mobility to be able to do the motions that they need for the golf swing, so that when they are practicing golf, when they're doing their lessons, they have the potential to be able to do those motions. I promise you there are no tour players who start their downswing and they think, hey, I'm going to posteriorly tilt my pelvis. That's not what they think. It just kind of happens. So the more we can do things in the gym to get the body used to doing that motor pattern, it's going to be a lot easier to transfer that onto the course and onto the range.